So now we've reached that point in between spring and summer where the farm is a bit in limbo. This year is a little bit different though, because they decided to move Ghost Town Alive and Summer Nights back a couple weeks than normal, so maybe the limbo is going to be a little bit lower this year. Whether that's true or not, we won't know until we actually go into the farm and take a look around. So let's just go do that. Today is going to be a very interesting day. Now, I say that because we're still at the tail end of the student takeovers before Ghost Town Alive starts on June 14th. But there's also summer starting for a lot of elementary kids and families and stuff, maybe in other states and whatnot. So there's a lot of people coming from the Knott's Hotel too. Now, Knott's knows this, obviously, because their park hours are summer hours. They're open from 10 to 8 today, and they also have the South Lot open. Now, the water park's not open every day yet. That starts next week.
Missed it by that much.
But Knott's is definitely prepared, I think, for the high volume of people that they're going to be facing today. We won't know that until we actually go and see what the wait times look like throughout the day and whatever, but what better place to start than Camp Snoopaloop? I guess we can start the day off with a little construction update. It looks like they finally started doing stuff with where airmail was supposed to be. Still got those two little spots in the foundation there. I'm not sure if that's where they plan on putting airmail. I guess that's as good a spot as any. Digging for some pipes, maybe getting some electrical going. They got the electrical exposed up there at the top spot. I'm not sure what all the digging and stuff is going to get around to, but they're doing it because this dirt is wet, so they've been doing it like recently.
Great work, detective.
So hopefully see something come up here soon. Also going on to, I think, what is this, week 3 or week 4 of the Beagle Express being down. I can only assume it has something to do with the actual train itself, because if you watched Adventures with David's last vlog here, he saw that the engine was all taken apart and like thrown around, so they were trying to rebuild it or something. It looks like now they're charging it, and it looks like it has actually been pulling around the track. So expecting this thing to reopen maybe sometime this week or by the weekend, at least by when Ghost Town Alive and summertime actually starts. That's what I'm expecting, but this is where we're at right now.
Gotta spend money to make money, champ. Moving on.
As for the rest of Camp Snoopy, well, you can see it all around me here. There's nobody here. We're pretty much the only ones. I've said it before, I'll say it again. To the high heavens, if you come here and you rope drop this park and you have kids, this is the place to go first, because it's never busy in the morning, but by noonish, this place fills up fast. So this is the place to kind of get all of your Kiddieland vibes out of your system, and then you can move on for the rest of the park. It's, as I say, running the park backwards, away from Ghost Rider. Save that for the end. Also, while I have room to vent back here, I think it also might be time for Peppermint Patty's candy cabinet to turn into something else. This is basically the same candy you can get at any other candy store throughout the park. The one in Calico, the one in the marketplace. It's the same stuff, just with a subtle hint of a Peanuts vibe. I think this is better served as something else, especially with the fact that it's only really open on weekends and busier holidays. This is better served as
maybe something else.
You said that already!
What that is, I don't know, but
Shut up, baby, I know it.
maybe another grab and go, right guys? Grab and go.
Grab and go, store number 3.
And with Montezuma, visibly no change really. We did get word that they were actually hearing something being worked on underneath the tarp, so maybe sandblasting the rest of these rails before they put in whatever they brought a couple weeks ago. I don't know. That's really all that there is to report here. The cup's still there, obviously, so nothing's been happening on the loading dock, but maybe soon we get some sort of visible progress here again. But that's all I have to report this week, unfortunately.
Riveting.
Heading into land number 2, it doesn't look like it really gets that much busier. There are people actually on these rides, so it is a step up from Camp Snoopy, but you're still not waiting in any lines or anything. Fiesta Village is just taking deep breaths right now, getting ready for the hotter weather. It is going to be a little bit warm today, mid-70s, upper 70s, maybe even hit 80 at a certain point. So if you're going to do Fiesta Village, this place is landlocked in concrete, so it's best to do it early in the morning, like a lot of these very smart friends are doing. But I think it's time to head into town, see what it looks like in Calico. Ah, crap.
We missed our train.
And it looks like the stage is set for the end-of-day hoedown that they're going to have here during Ghost Town Alive, and for the performances that they have during Summer Nights. I didn't mention it last week because I didn't really notice until I was about to leave, but they have these cool little rails and these little lantern stands around the whole thing that kind of just encloses the whole thing all together. Train's leaving, guys. I don't know if you heard. These little lanterns and these fences here just kind of enclose this whole thing, kind of close it up, make it feel like it's its own venue, finally. I like it. I think it actually looks really good out here. Calico Square. As far as the Bank of Calico, looks like the stage might be set. As you can see, a bit of a crime scene here next to it. Now, I don't know if this is going to be it, or if they're going to bring the tent in for perhaps a little bandit camp that they usually have here during Ghost Town Alive. There have been talks of perhaps a new storyline, so maybe this is what we get. A little campfire with a lot of gunpowder around. Not sure how safe that is.
This is fine.
So maybe this new story revolves around not the smartest bandits in the world. Still got an unmarked grave here. Maybe I dig it up and see who this actually is.
Yes, please.
Maybe then we get our answers. I'm not really quite sure what the question is, but
At least we would have answers?
What the hell did you just say?
while we got a second, let's talk about Ghost Town Alive. If you haven't heard me talk about this season, then you haven't followed me for very long. But I will say, Ghost Town Alive is, if you've ever felt like you wanted to be in your own kind of RPG video game, there's an entire story that plays all around you throughout the day, complete with a main storyline. You got a bunch of side quests you can do, and everything kind of changes day to day depending on how you interact with these characters and decisions that you make. It is a blast. The actors that play these characters are amazing. It is the most immersive experience, and yes, that includes Back to the Future at Universal Studios Fan Fest.
Oh man, hate.
It is the most immersive experience you will ever encounter in any theme park throughout the world. I promise you that. If you're going to come to Knott's Berry Farm for anything, at any point, just once in the year, my suggestion is to come during the summer and experience Ghost Town Alive, because you will not be disappointed, I promise you. Oh man, Daddy needs a drink.
F&A, Cotton, F&A.
Here's something crazy. It's Monday and Mac and Miners is open. Oh boy, well this escalated quickly.
That escalated quickly.
Only less than 2 hours into park open, and the line for Ghost Rider is 2.5 hours already. I'm not sure if waiting in this heat is really worth that, but to each their own, I guess. Oh, we missed another train. Oh, maybe it's best that we miss these trains. Looks like there's some shenanigans going on. I think I'm gonna wait till the crowd dissipates a little bit to cross the tracks. That looks dangerous. Well, I see they've been stacking barrels for some Summer Nights shows. Well, they started stacking and then it looks like they stopped for some reason. Perfect shot.
If you know, you know.
And we know that we are, I think, in the last month of Johnny Rockets over on City Walk. So are we in the last month of Johnny Rockets here on the Boardwalk? We have yet to learn the fate of this Johnny Rockets, but we are all but certain that it is going away. And for that matter, what's in store for the entire left side of the Boardwalk, possibly? We still don't know. I will say this, the Boardwalk is a bit of a conversation to have because nothing's really been done to that area of the park probably since Hang Time was brought into play, but you can tell that they are kind of gearing up for something. They're not just going to give up on that part of the park because they just redid the, oh, these birds are fighting each other. Bring it up, you two. Where was I?
Oh, Boardwalk.
Yeah, so they brought in Hang Time in what, 2009?
Bruh. I was way off.
But they just redid all the arcade games in the back corner, and there's a large rumor that there's going to be a new coaster coming in and an old one going out. And there are two that are in Boardwalk itself that are heavily rumored to be on the way out. One being Coast Rider, and obviously the other one being Accelerator, pending ride ops and how that ride handles the summertime. But I will say one thing, the Boardwalk does need shade because we be dying out here.
Damn hot, real hot.
But I think this heat calls for a little break in the air-conditioned cabin in the sky. Real quick, let's talk Scary Farm. Why don't we? What's going on over there by Bloodlines? We still don't know. Big rumors swelling up now that it could be Arkham Asylum. That don't look like Arkham Asylum to me. There's no wrought iron fencing or anything that really resembles anything other than just an old, broken down building. Now, could it still become Arkham Asylum? Sure, but I'm still saying nay to that. I'm also saying nay to a Christmas-themed house because there's nothing Christmassy about that there. So I will say this, I'm not gonna fall for your antics, Knots. I will not let you get me this year. You've done enough with Devil's Den and Red Barn in the past, so I'm catching on to your little games.
Fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Everything else is still way up in the air. Wherever Waxworks was, still no facade, no changes really to chambers, and, well, we know what everything else is going to be already, so.
That's that.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, that's how you know it's starting to get warm down here. You're not going to see a line probably under 30 to 45 minutes for the rest of summer. The log ride is now going to be one of the more popular rides in the park because two reasons. It cools you off on a hot day and, well, it's awesome. And I would say you could just cool off in the gold mine, but, well, Well, we all know it's not exactly cool in there. But I will say it is nice to start getting waterfalls on the facade again. Just waiting for this big one to follow suit, I guess. 1 down, like 3 to go. Fairy Tale's, well, it's got a line. Still not the most popular ride, nor should it be. But it's got a line. Also, don't expect to escape the heat in there either. I think I hear our friends back in the Blind Tiger. See if they're in there.
Keep it down, Ollie. There's someone at the door.
It's me.
Remember me?
Ollie, get back to playing them 88s.
Still just as rude as ever. I know the big story around Cedar Fair Six Flags these days is about budget cuts and letting people go and converting full-timers to part-timers and everything they can to save money. Cutting entertainment places. Let's just hope that all that leads to something nice. And by nice, I mean something in the Walter Knott Theater during friggin' summertime, man. Jelly of the Month Club, perhaps? Come on, Nuts. Don't make me think about this stuff for you. You're smarter than I am. All right, now let me run across the tracks before I get bopped upside the head by somebody. And while Nuts does have the South Lot open today, Western Lot, no go. That's for really special occasions. I've been standing over here outside the river rapids for like 5 minutes and haven't seen anybody go by yet. What's going on up there? What's the holdup? Oh, there's people. Get them.
I don't think I got him.
Oh, word?
And then old Pony Express back up to his old antics. Both trains going, but 45-minute wait times. That's what happens with these slow loaders. The ops got to be like absolutely perfect all day for these to stay at any kind of reasonable time. Can I tell you what I think is so funny about rides like this is you clearly see that it's a water ride and there's cannons and rapids. So you know you're on here when it's hot, because you want to cool off. But everybody, including myself, that gets on these, they're constantly trying to avoid getting wet. It's so strange. And in the words of my boy Crash, well. Big, beautiful brown wall still gracing us with their presence here outside this refresh station. Hopefully they fix the refresh station, give it a refresh so it's nice and refreshed for its refresh.
Is he getting a refresh?
Do you even listen to yourself when you talk?
I drift in and out.
Oh, Wilderness Dance Hall's got some treats and snacks, huh? Might just grab something and go. Or I might just go. It's fun to see all the curtains up and all of the buildings that they're going to be using for Ghost Town Alive. That means that they're getting everything inside ready to go. And that makes me happy and excited. And not to toot my own horn, but
I told you.
Ghost Rider's wait time has dropped an hour in like the last half hour.
What did I tell you?
So if you run the park backwards, like I suggest every time I'm here,
Didn't I tell you?
you lose an hour of wait time doing Ghost Rider.
'Cause I told you.
Just saying. Holy jackhammers back there, Batman. They're working diligently now. They still haven't done anything with these windows since they put these awnings on, but they're doing something back there because it's loud and proud. So the moral of the story is, be prepared. There's going to be a lot of people here from now until probably September. So if you don't have a fast pass, get ready for some lines. Time for me to go be a dad. So until we see you up on the mountain, out at the studios, or right back here at the farm, we will catch you all on the flippity flop.